Hi, welcome back. I'm Loy Gross with GCC, and we're continuing our series on bridging the gap to better learning. In this segment, we're going to talk about how learning is constructed in your brain. In our essential questions, we're asking ourselves, what is good struggle? How does durable learning happen in my brain? And how does this impact my learning in the classroom? So this is what we think learning looks like, okay? Your subject expert, which is your teacher, will present on a topic and they'll use certain words, certain diagrams, certain illustrations that make sense to them. And the learner copies the words and diagrams exactly and they kind of magically know what everything means. But I want you to think of something. I want you to think of a flower. Okay, what color is your flower? What shape is your flower? Do you have just one or did you picture a bouquet? Maybe I pictured a red tulip. Does that match what you were picturing? And if I start to talk and teach you about flowers, about pollination, are we both constructing our information or constructing our understanding on the same platform? Probably not. Probably a similar platform, but not exactly the same. So this is what learning really looks like. The subject expert or your teacher is presenting on a topic using words and diagrams and so on. And the learner is reading the words and diagrams more or less exactly, but thinking about the meaning in terms of their own previous experience. The environment changes the understanding because the learner is reconstructing the concepts based on their own memories. And so learning happens somewhat imperfectly as the new concepts are stacked on the previous learning. This is called constructivism. And it's very important when we think about this that knowledge doesn't magically appear in our brains. It has to be reconstructed from what we basically understand. It's kind of like Legos. If you don't have a proper base, you're not going to be able to build that tall tower and have it survive. So for this part of the workshop, I want you to try an experiment. It's important that you do these on your own and not just, sort of think about them, but actually do them. I want you to create a group of 2 to 3 people. They could be any 2 to 3 people that you know and explain what you've learned so far in this workshop. Talk about some of the ideas that we've talked about and generate with those 2 to 3 people 5 questions that might be asked about what we've learned so far. Then I want you to create a different group, 2 to 3 people, and they can be friends, family, class people, online, doesn't matter, and present to them those questions and get those answers. Now, you may be surprised at some of the different perspectives that come out of this and how your concept varies slightly from another person's concept because they built their concept on a different foundation. And our key concept from this segment is that your previous learning and experience is going to color your understanding of what happens in class, and that you may need to brush up on some key skills or some foundational information to keep up with what's going on.